I would like to welcome everybody to another interview on Facebook Live with the Coop. I'm offering these Facebook Lives to introduce you and share with you people that I admire. And, you know, most of us in this season of life are asking what's next. So it's my intention to bring people, to share people with you that are boldly living life at any age. It doesn't have to be midlife or whatever. But so today I'm very excited to have Sherrie Cooke with me. She is the owner of Busted Oak Cellars. It's a winery just down the road from me. And they opened in February of 2020. So I have witnessed Sherrie handle with grace and fortitude challenges with COVID, a dine in the vine with torrential rain. I mean, there's nothing that this woman can't handle. And I have just been so impressed with her. And everybody that comes in the winery will tell you that Sherrie makes you feel like family. And I am positive that her staff adores her too. So anyways, thank you, Sherrie, for being with me. And let's start by allowing you to tell us about yourself and your family.
Hi, everybody. My name's Sherrie Cooke, and I've been married for 35 years to Patrick Cooke, and we have 3 grown children. Amanda, she's a doctor in Boston. William, he works in Houston, and he's married. And then our son, Kevin, is helping us run the winery, and he lives in Austin. We have lived all over the world. So in our 35 years of marriage, we have moved 10 times. And we've lived on 4 different continents. So I've often had to learn how to adapt, not only in situations, but in cultures. And anyway, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, so I want to dive into all of that. But let's start by what inspired you to open a winery?
So we planted our vineyard in 2013, and we had just moved to Israel, and we lived in Israel for 3 years. And when we came back, we had someone that was managing the vineyard for us. But when we came back at the end of 2015, Patrick just really felt like it wasn't done properly and that we really needed to spend lots of time inside the vineyard fixing the vines. And so basically for the next 7 years, I've spent every weekend from February to July in the vineyard. And so when we decided to open up the winery, it was really just my excuse to get out of the vineyard. And I just didn't know how much I was going to like it. Like, I love the winery. It's the funnest thing I've ever done.
Well, we can tell because it looks like you're having fun when we go out there. You have a gift that that makes everybody feel like family when they're there, and it's really fun to watch. So, from my perspective, we didn't know you were out there until we saw the sign on the highway. So for us, it's like an overnight success, but you're telling us it took you 7 years to get here, which is really cool.
We actually bought the property in 2004, and it's always been our weekend home. But to be honest, we always
You're breaking up just a little bit, so you might have to repeat that.
There's just so much to do. People come to the winery. I want them to feel well loved, because it
Your connection's a little bit bad.
Sorry,
right?
Tiffany.
I think that.
Can you hear me
now? I heard that part about you wanting everybody to feel loved, and I can tell you that everybody that I brought out there has felt that. It's just really fun place to be. Are you still there?
Well, and it's my home. Well, I'm glad I am. I have 5G. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Technology is great when it works, right?
Exactly.
So I don't know if you remember a conversation we had a couple weeks ago when I told you I was inviting you to do this interview, and we had a short conversation about reinventing life. And I mean, you could be an expert at moving 10 times and on 4 continents and adapting to culture. But do you remember what you told me about reinvention that evening?
I don't. What did I say?
You said that you just have to have the fortitude of, I forget exactly how you worded it, but the constitution to just do whatever it takes. And I was like, yeah, that's why I love her so much.
Well, I mean, often God puts us in difficult situations, and we don't like them, or we don't like the choices we're being offered, but we don't have a choice. We have to move forward. So, you know, whether it's the weather or it's relationships, we have to pick between the best of the options we have and move forward. Otherwise, we're just stagnant.
Yeah, right, exactly. Has there ever been a time where you didn't think reinventing was going to be possible?
Well, in 2017, we moved to Midland, Texas, and I'm an empty nester. We'd had our Katy, Texas home for a long time. I really didn't want to leave it. And what I found was that we were living in Midland Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, but then we were coming to Round Top on the weekends. So I just had very little opportunity to make friends. And I was lonely. You know, during that time, my mom broke her back. I was spending a lot of time in Lubbock. So I really was probably spending 40% of my week in the car. And I realized then I had the choice. I could either be bitter about what I had and what I was having to deal with, or I could just make the best of it. And I hope that I chose the latter. But it was difficult. It was 3 years of difficult. And I was so glad when we got to move to Round Top.
You and just about everybody else that had finally got here full time. It's really a magical place. It's hard to explain until you're out here.
Well, and Midland is a wonderful place, the most generous, loving people. It's just that my circumstances didn't allow me to make as many relationships. And as we know, it's relationships that get us through.
Yeah. And you have abundant amount of relationships now at the winery.
I know. I feel so blessed. It's great.
Yeah. So when we moved out to the country, people told us we'd be bored.
No.
I love that you have live music and bingo. I just won at bingo Thursday night.
Woohoo!
Highlight of my week. We have book club out there. So you've really created a place where people can experience community. And I think that's admirable. I mean, that's something that everybody wants, right?
But don't you think COVID has taken that away from us? That people feel isolated, they feel separated. And so to me, the winery was a great place to offer someone a safe place to come during COVID.
Which we were so impressed at how you handled all that, because we were so afraid you would close. We would miss you guys so much. So I know it wasn't easy, but you guys did a great job through all.
Thank you.
Jumping through all the hoops, right? Like all the.
Wow.
Yeah, that couldn't have been easy. you mentioned being lonely, and I feel like a lot of times, regardless of what our circumstances are in midlife, we're asking the question, what's next, and so there's a little bit of not maybe fear of the future, but loneliness comes up a lot for as our kids, are creating their lives on their own without us, and if you're retired and you don't know exactly what you're going to do, what kind of advice do you give for women that are in this season?
Well, I think definitely you need to find something. I would suggest you try something new, whether it's join a painting class or a book club or a Bible study, but to join something you've never done before. Because when you do something new, it stretches you. And it also helps build your confidence, because like you think, I've never done a Bible study. I don't know if I can do it. Or I've never painted. What if I'm bad? Well, who cares? I mean, it's for you. It's not for anybody else. And so often when I've moved, that's what I've done, is start something new. In Israel, I started pottery. In Midland, I took care of people. But in Scotland, I tried English horseback riding. And Israel, what did I do? I took Arabic lessons. So there were things I never would have done on my own.
Yeah, Spanish is hard enough.
Yeah, I never mastered Spanish.
I love the battle app, but I kind of slacked on it lately. Wow. So what 10 continents did you live? Where are the different places you lived?
4. So we lived in Cairo, Egypt for 5 years, which is on the African continent. We lived in Scotland for 3 years, and we lived in Israel for 3 years, and then of course the US. So those 4 continents.
Wow. What was I don't know, like I guess you can't pick a favorite, can you?
Well, I loved them all, but I truly believe Israel was probably my favorite. It's a first world country. The medicine is good. Most people speak English. I felt like the Israelis were super warm and inviting. And they're not politically correct, so they're very blunt, and I could be blunt back, and I liked it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And they also were inquisitive. They would ask about my culture or my religion, and I could ask them without worrying whether or not I offended them. And isn't that what we want? Is relationship, is to learn from one another. And I wasn't passing judgment. They weren't passing judgment. We were just asking because we were curious.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love if we moved more towards that than always being offended by everything.
Yeah. If you're looking for a reason to be offended, you can always find it. And true.
Probably something I say. Yeah, I have a hard time with that too. Like, anyways, so the winery is enough, with all of the music you do and the events that you do, and creating this sense of community. But is there anything else that you see that you would like to, like something new that you would like to try?
Well, I just started a Bible study in February that I'm having at the winery on Mondays. I know that seems like a weird place to have a Bible study, but it works. And I've never led a Bible study, so that's new for me, and I was super scared about it. I'm still doing some modeling and acting. I have an agent that's in Louisiana, and so I still do some of that. And that's pretty much all I can handle right now.
Well, like I said, the winery is enough right now. But that's so cool. I didn't know you were a model and actress. And what's the Bible topic? What is it on?
So right now we're doing Lord Heal My Hurts by.
Yeah, that would.
I don't know why that one really, I haven't been abused or had anything like that. But what that study has showed me is that we all have hurts and things that we need to come to terms with. And it's really just a step by step. So we're about 2/3 through with it. And so I don't know. I like it. It's good.
No, I think everybody has some degree of wounds that they have to deal with. I mean, everybody isn't, nobody's immune for sure.
No, either it's a parent or a spouse or a child, all of those relationships, they have pitfalls and risk. So, but it's worth the risk, right? Otherwise we're just alone.
Yeah, no, and community and relationships are so important.
Yeah.
And
if the people that are listening today feel like they don't have relationship or they don't have community, go out and find one person, because there's more than one person out there that feels the exact same way you do, and then you can start from there, right? And reach out for somebody.
Yeah. So when I do these Facebook lives, I'm never really good at seeing if there's comments or anything, but
okay.
If there are anybody out there that has questions or whatever, please put them in the comments. And after this, because I don't know how to access them right now, you and I can both answer what, afterwards as we see them come across.
Okay.
But it sounds like you're on your way to somewhere, a wine symposium.
Yes, we have a 2-day wine symposium in Nacogdoches with our winemaker, and we really felt like, oh wow, I don't know what happened. Okay, anyway,
go ahead.
We didn't really feel like we could miss it because of the freeze in February. The Texas grape industry is really just not sure what's going to happen this year. So we need to see what our options are, so that we have wine for 2022. I have plenty of wine for this year, but now is the time that we're making wine starting in July for 2022.
Right. Wow. So you always have to be future focused.
Yep. Always.
Yeah. I did a little study on wine, and like when they say, oh, this was 2017 and it tastes like this because of this that happened in the weather, and it just fascinated me, like all the stuff that you have to think about.
Well, and so much you don't have control of, right? I've always said farming is the most honest work there is, because you plant it and then you just pray because you don't have control over 80%.
Right. Well, that's a great analogy. There's a lot of circumstances that we don't have control over in our lives, and we just have to learn to go with the flow.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for taking time to spend with me. Is there first of all, in closing, how do people find you?
Well, you can go to our website at www.bustedoakcellars.com, or you can look us up on Facebook, Busted Oak Cellars. We're also on Google and on Instagram. And you can always call me. My phone number is on every single thing that Busted Oak Cellars has. It's my cell phone, so you can call.
Calls now.
That's okay. I'll make some new friends. It's okay.
Is there any last thing that you would like to share with midlife women?
Women are so strong and just courageous because of all the things we have to overcome and all the people we have to be strong for. People our age right now, we've got our parents and we've got our kids, and we're somewhere in the middle caregiving for everybody. But don't forget to take care of yourself, and because nobody else is going to. And it was such an honor for you to ask me to do this, Tiffany. Thank you. I don't know that I have all the answers, or I'm just doing the best I can each day.
Well, like I said at the beginning, you have inspired me. Like Jeff and I have been going since you opened.
And I appreciate that so much.
And we've watched you I sit back and watch you get stuff done, and I'm like, wow. but it's not in a pushy or, it's all with grace. And
Thank you.
you're such an inspiration to me. So I am thankful that you agreed to do this. So anyways, if there's nothing else, I'll let you get to your symposium, and I hope
Okay.
you find all the answers you need for this upcoming winemaking year.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
So anyways, I'm going to close it out, and like I said before, we'll check the comment boxes and see if anybody had any questions. So thanks again. Okay, Sherrie.
Bye.
Let's see. I got to figure out how to turn it off. Here we go.